Welcome back to the Rooted Method. I'm Casey Hines, CEO and founder at Rooted, and today I'm going to be talking with Kim, our Director of Education and Functional Nutrition. And today we're really just chatting about our mentorship program. So this is going to be a little bit different style of episode for us, but we're going to talk about the way that we mentor other coaches. So Kim is our head mentor here at Rooted and mentors the team and mentors other people. So say what's up.
Hey. So it really is something that I am so lucky I get to do. And I am by no means an expert in anything, but I definitely have been in the space for a little while. So I have learned the ways not to do things and things that can be really, really helpful to troubleshoot and help get your clients to the best place. So I feel like that should always be shared, right?
Yeah. Not an expert, says the one with 10 plus years of experience, clinical knowledge, multiple degrees. Like, okay, casual.
Is anybody
No.
ever an expert? That's always my thought. I'm
Yeah.
just like, there's always more to learn. And
What is what is it? The Dunning-Kruger effect? That
Yes.
like, a new coach that starts out like thinks that they're at the top, like they know everything. And we've gone through that in our 20 plus years of combined coaching that now we're on the other end of like, oh man, there's still so much to learn.
I mean, it just keeps opening up more doors. We actually
Yeah.
just talked about that this week because I'm always looking for continuing education for myself and just getting different perspectives and really just learning from people who I obviously value and that I've been watching for a long time. And so I actually just started a mentorship on my own too, and always just trying to further that. So
Yeah.
we're always open to more learning.
Yeah, I think that any good, coach, entrepreneur, like apply it to any part of your life. You need mentors. You need people to help you get where you want to go. I mean, you know this. What do I got? I have a business mentor. I have a therapist. I still have a coach who I look at. I look at my coach, and I hope that my clients look at me as this, but I look at my coach as a mentor. They are my mentor in what I'm trying to accomplish in the health and fitness space. So, like, you need multiple mentors in different aspects of your life, your career, all of these things. And then also we have our own mentors when it comes to the education side of things.
Exactly.
And we've shared some of those mentors over the years.
Oh gosh, yeah. And it's so fun. It's fun to be able to talk to you about it too and get your perspective from other people that we've learned. And I mean, we all learn in such different ways. And I think that's important as well, is that what one person teaches you, you might not learn that way. And
Right.
so finding that person that, oh wow, that really clicked for me. Even if it's the same information over and over, but they say it in a different way, I think that that's super helpful too. So
Yeah. I mean, so now we're so far into this that we are looking more at like the clinical side of things, but like I still like learning and hearing from people about the very bare bones basics. How can I put this in a different verbiage for my client that I haven't thought of personally?
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
And like even like you said, back to the basics of macros and stuff. Like sometimes we lose foundations and new ways to do things and structure things. I remember, I mean, you know this, I call you all the time and I'm like, hey, like I'm struggling with this fat, like adherence or something for fat loss.
Right.
And I'll be like, is there
Help me think about this in a new way.
help me think about
Yeah.
this in a way that's going to help them be adherent and even little tweaks like that. And I mean, big things have come from that of 3 weeks of pushing and 1 week of refeeding so that they can stick to it. There's just so many things that it's nice to bounce things off of others.
Yeah, totally. And both of us, so like, yes, we've both had our own mentors over the years. We are now in a place that we are, within a business together. We get to work together. We have hundreds of clients together. And so naturally, I know what has happened for both of us is that over the last few years, we have had people in our inbox being like, I want to learn how you're doing this. Like, how did you get that result? Or how did you connect those dots? And so I feel like, that's why you and I were like, okay, we didn't just like pull it out of our butts to be like, okay, it's time for us to have a mentorship. Like we need to tell other people what to do. That we're neither of us, I don't know, we're both too like self-conscious to do that anyway.
It took us way too long.
Way too long.
We did
But
that for 2 years.
yes. Well, and it took like 10, 20 people reaching out to each of us separately being like, hey, I want a structured way to learn from you. So finally we were like, okay, you know what? Let's sit down. Let's hammer this out. Let's put some pressure under us because we're great at that. And let's make this happen. So let's talk a little bit about like, well, one, what does the structure of our mentorship look like? And when's our next cohort?
I love it. Okay, so I think structure is a big thing here, and something that we both, since we have dabbled in so much, it was nice for both of us to choose something and focus on it. So,
Yeah.
like, you are so incredible with everything you touch, but business
Get out of you.
side and all of that is huge for you. You know, like, you could help somebody start a business, and as you know, I have a funny story about this. Casey helped me create my first LLC on the way home from a trip, because I don't know business. I don't wouldn't even know what website to go to start that. And so having somebody take you step by step from that point
Mhm.
all the way through the foundations of coaching.
Yeah.
How do you form check-ins? How do you manipulate someone's macros?
Right.
All of that stuff. And then of course getting a little deeper, I took over this side because that is not my side at all. But this side
We know our strengths.
I really enjoy is troubleshooting,
Yeah.
troubleshooting and helping clients break through deeper rooted issues and connecting the dots throughout everything from the basics to hormone stuff.
Yeah.
And so you want to talk a little bit about structure maybe?
Yeah. So we do 12 weeks with me, 12 weeks with Kim, 13 weeks with you.
13.
Isn't it
Yep.
13? And we're probably adding more to
Probably need
both.
to.
Yeah. But our next cohort will launch this summer. And those first 12 weeks, again, with me, the first three is like, I mean, everything from business basics to, I mean, marketing and strategy. And, I can't go too deep in just three sessions, but I go as deep as I possibly can. We give tons of resources. And then the following 8 weeks with me are the foundations of coaching, setting up new client plans and protocols, how to appropriately periodize someone's plan, how to do it the way that we do it, which is different than the way other companies do it, because we are valuing more than just aesthetics. And so we're working in our own phases, our own rooted method that looks different than the traditional periodization. And then the 13 weeks with you, yeah, is the deeper dive. And I think that is that's a huge part that most coaches are missing, because they don't have, I mean, we have nursing degrees, we have the clinical background to be able to tie all of this stuff together. So to be able to teach other coaches how to do that within their scope, importantly,
Of course.
the how to do that and how to look at blood work and how to push all of this together within their scope is so wildly important. And I think most people just don't know where to get that without going back to school for another 2-year degree or more.
Right, exactly. And I
Yeah.
think that's such an important part to note is obviously staying in our scope, but seeing patterns over time with your clients of things that maybe missed
Yeah.
or not fully tied up with a bow.
Right.
And so we can help them advocate for themselves and create a plan with their practitioner to get them the best results. Whether it's has, like I said, deeper rooted issues like hormones and insulin and thyroid and
Mhm.
these things that might be holding them back during their everyday, whether it's energy, aesthetics, gut stuff. And I think just having more knowledge and the ability to help them advocate for themselves is
Yes. Being able to teach other coaches to help their clients do that is going to be wildly valuable.
100%.
So let us give you our 20 plus years of experience and tie it up and give it to you. So beyond, the structure of the syllabus, which we already went over, from there, what we're going to be doing is we release one class every week. They get 1 hour that they dive into the actual course. Then they get their tangible resources. So you and I love giving homework and guides and resources. And I mean, I know you especially go well above and beyond what is actually expected, which is per usual. You do for your clients, you do for everybody. But people get so much. People get resources, they get blood work guides, they get fast, easy references that they can then hold on to. And then on top of that, a weekly live call. So tell me what the weekly live calls are going to look like.
So those are my favorite. I am a tangible girly, like you said, in the sense of I am a very visual learner. So I can watch a presentation and get it, but if I can apply a lot of things, tend to understand it a lot better. And that's kind of where the live calls come in.
Yep.
So that's where we will do like case studies. I encourage people to bring their current clients because hypotheticals are great and we can absolutely I can pull case studies and help you see what would a lab look like. I'm sure I have plenty to share. But with that, it's like if you are bringing someone you're already working with
Mm-hmm.
and you can see it because you know them, you know their symptoms,
Right.
you know what they're doing on the day to day and why is one thing not working. So let's talk about it. Let's connect those dots and tie it up so you can present it to them and say, hey, this is what it looks like. So
Yeah.
the live calls are actually my favorite. And I will tell you from past cohorts, people have said that is the most valuable piece of the entire thing because it is application.
Yeah.
So
And our last cohort we had 20 people go through.
yeah.
We had so many people that then were like, oh, okay, this is how you apply it. Because as we all know, anyone listening, no matter what your degree or your background or whatever is, I don't even care if you're a physician or you're a nurse, you learn what you learn in school and then application is totally different.
Totally.
You get out in the real world and you start practicing and you're like,
First day of
what?
the nursing job was scary.
It's terrifying because it's not going to be that
Totally.
direct correlation. You're not going to be able to pull it out of your head every time. And so being able to then learn from people and let us teach you how to apply it, I think is huge. I wish that we had that 10 years ago. We worked under amazing physicians and we've had great mentorship, but not in this capacity.
I feel like it took us a lot longer to learn all these things because we had to go through it.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that guidance necessarily. Structured guidance, I should say.
Yes.
It was just like learning on the fly. It was like, cool, I saw that patient who had this and this is what, this practitioner did and it was awesome. It worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you gotta stash that away for later.
Yeah.
So we're giving you the tools to put in your tool belt to whip out, when it's necessary.
Yep, definitely. And then after that structured mentorship, so that's going to be those 24 weeks, 25 weeks. After that, then people have an opportunity to continue with one of us one-on-one. So you have multiple one-on-one monthly mentees who meet with you monthly and go over blood work and case studies and all of that because they want that one-on-one. And then I have the business one-on-one mentees, and that's fun. So multiple different avenues and ways that people can go through mentorship with us. And my biggest thing is I want people to know that it doesn't have to be so intimidating. It doesn't have to be like, I think most coaches, most people in most professions, if you're like relatively humble, you have imposter syndrome. And my favorite thing is helping coaches break through that imposter syndrome and feel confident in the tools that they have.
As they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Anything else you want to add about mentorship to make sure people know?
I think a big thing is I am a lot about foundations. And if you are not doing the foundations, it's really hard to fix other things. So I think a lot of people panic if a client's not seeing results. And instead of jumping to, you have to get lab work, which, yeah, that can be really useful.
Sure.
If you are not doing the foundations and you're not combing through and helping them do those things first and foremost, like no amount of protocol is going to help that.
Right.
And
no level of peptide or supplement or, yeah.
And I don't want people to think like, oh, I'm going to get this protocol where somebody needs 30 supplements per situation for this. There's a time and a place for that, for sure. So my goal is to teach you the pillars, basically the flow chart, if you will.
Yeah.
Start here.
Yep.
If that's not good, fix that. But if that's good, you just keep going down the flow chart until you get to the point where, yeah, this person does need help here.
Right.
And I think that that's really important because in the industry now, there is a lot of diamonds that are like shiny and just really catch your attention because
what do you mean?
Protocol,
cortisol or
that's
yeah,
buzzwords and all of that too. And those are important to know, but there is a time and a place for it. And that's really my goal. I don't want you to feel like you now have to turn around and look at your client and say, I need you to buy all of these supplements and do this really intense protocol and fast and don't do this and don't do that.
And potentially hurt them in the end because you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah. So I know that can be intimidating for a lot of people and saying like, I'm not ready to absorb all of that.
Yeah. I will say one thing about you, and one of my favorite things from learning from you is that you do an incredible job of putting like very high level thinking in simple terms for coaches. And some of our coaches that work for us have said, they've worked with some of the best mentors in the space, some of the smartest people in the space, but they've never had a mentor like you that can put it into terms where they're like, oh, not only can I fully understand and absorb that, but I can now then teach it. I can now apply it for my clients. And I think that is the biggest difference with you with all the functional stuff is that like
It can be
It can be so overwhelming.
Yes.
For someone who doesn't have a medical background to start teaching them about thyroid hormone conversion, it's like, okay,
What?
wow.
Yeah.
Whereas you can help connect the dots for them, teach them how can you communicate this within your scope. And I think that is where you're wildly gifted and too humble, so you won't talk about it, but very gifted in that. So people that learn from you are super lucky.
Well, thanks. And I think, like, to your point too, we have to be able to relay that to our clients. Like, sure, you can go tell them that your T4 to T3 is crap, but they're going to be like, I don't know what you're telling me. Like,
Right.
what does that even mean? You
Right.
know? So to be able to explain it to them in a way where they're going to be like, oh, that makes sense.
And here's exactly how you fix it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now, okay, I'll do that. They're going to be more inclined to do it too, by the way.
Right. Yeah.
They understand it. So
Right.
they're going to be like, I totally forgot about that.
Yes, 100%. Well, I'm excited for our summer cohort. If you want to apply for mentorship with us, you are going to go to our website, therootedcoaches.com. Make sure that you follow both of us on social media. I'm Casey Hines _ I changed mine. And yours is what?
Kim Pelicano _
Look at us go.
Look at that.
Thanks for tuning in.